If you're a fan of 90s rock, last week was a great week for record collectors because a couple albums that have been long overdue for reissues finally got announced. The first one was this one, highly speculated. In fact, a year ago, Jerry Cantrell even teased that this was coming, and if you follow Alice in Chains' catalog, it should not come as a surprise at all because it's the 30th anniversary. This came out in 1995. It is the self-titled album by Alice in Chains, also known as Tripod, also known as Three-Legged Dog. An incredible record that has never been reissued. So came out in 95 on vinyl, and unless you have an original like this one, you have not been able to get it unless it's a bootleg copy. So finally, it is announced for the 30th anniversary that you can grab this album. It comes out late January 2026, so not too long of a wait in regards to getting it on vinyl. There are a bunch of different versions. Revolver did an exclusive, as well as Brooklyn Vegan. There's a Walmart version that's different. The standard retail version that independent record stores get is like a highlighter yellow, which is cool, kind of matches what the CD art used to be. That's the version you can get from NTX Vinyl if you'd like, if you're in the US. There's also a big box set version. There's an exclusive version that the band offered, and the huge box set, which is just amazing. Comes with all kinds of extra stuff, 7-inch singles of the singles from the album, a cool pop-up gatefold, all kinds of stuff. So if you want to drop $300 on a box set, go over to AliceInChains.com and grab that one. Otherwise, you can grab this at ntxvinyl.com if you're in the US. Fantastic record. The big single was Grind, but for me, again, was a big single as well. I love Frogs. I love Over Now. I love Goddamn. Heaven Beside You was a big one as well. Head Creep, Sludge Factory. Awesome stuff. 30th anniversary came out in 95. 2025 is the anniversary. Obviously, they've been doing this with Dirt. They did it with Jar Flies. They did it with Facelifts. So if you're asking and you're wondering what's going on with MTV Unplugged, which is long out of print for the last couple of years, well, that was in 1996. So that should, a year from now, fall or late in the year 2026 is when you should expect the Alice in Chains Unplugged box set and reissue campaign, if I had to guess, following based on what they're doing. Why was this never reissued since it hasn't been pressed since 1995? That's a good question. I don't really know why this was never came into print. They reissued Dirt and they reissued Unplugged. Music on Vinyl did, but they just never pulled the trigger on the self-titled record. So long awaited for a lot of people. The original is hard to chase down, like a lot of mid-90s originals. So it's really cool that you're finally going to be able to, everybody's going to be able to finally own this on vinyl. The other record that was just announced, which was kind of overshadowed because it was announced the same day as that one, is the Counting Crows, Recovering the Satellites. This is their sophomore LP, originally released in 1996. This one has been reissued. I want to say it was 2018 there was a reissue on this one, but it was not very wide. There was a green vinyl reissue as well as a black vinyl reissue, but those are long gone, and again, that's been 7 years ago at this point. So only reissued once since 1996. This is a pretty overlooked record, honestly. Great record. Catapult, Daylight Fading. The big single was Along December, obviously. But really great sophomore follow-up album. August and Everything After is the album the band is known most for, their debut. But man, this is a great sophomore record. Any other day when this gets announced as a reissue, it is all of the rage. But because it was announced the same day as the Alice in Chains reissue, it kind of got overlooked. But it's still available. This actually comes out mid-December. So you can pick this up at ntxvinyl.com as well if you want to pre-order. This is only, I believe, on black vinyl. I haven't seen any other variants released by Interscope. So yeah, Recovering the Satellites, this is a big one as well. Long out of print, hard to find an original copy. Both of these, hopefully signs that more 90s stuff will be reissued on vinyl. There's a lot out there that has already been reissued, but there are still some outliers like these. So pretty exciting news for vinyl collectors. If If you're a fan of either, I'd pick them up. Who knows if they'll stay in print for a long time. My gut says they should. I would think they will. These are kind of evergreen titles for these labels that they should absolutely keep in print, even though it's been 30 years. Both awesome that they're finally going to be available for record collectors like you and me to own. Check them out at ntxvinyl.com or go grab a copy wherever you'd like. Just wanted to make sure you are aware that those were coming. Thanks so much, and we'll talk to you soon.